upon them. So take the House, cut the cash. Reports House Republicans may show they're very serious about limiting government by choking off the money for big government already in place. With me now, Representative Marshall Blackburn of Tennessee, who says that they should start with a health care law. Congresswoman, great to see you.
Good to see you. Yes.
What is the strategy involved?
The strategy involved is to first make certain that we do not fund the health care bill. So as we work through the appropriations process, you're going to see amendments that would expressly prohibit any of the funds being used to implement.
Take the air away from it.
That's exactly right. Take the money away from it. Secondly, John Boehner says, as Speaker of the House, he would have a bill on the floor to completely repeal the health care bill. And you know, Neil, I would have thought that...
Did that change his part? Because I remember early on, he said it was next to impossible to repeal. And with a Democratic president, at least in the next couple of years, he's right, technically. So what changed?
Well, what has changed is that whether people are from the left, the right, or the middle, they realize this bill is not workable. It is virtually impossible to implement.
No, I understand that, but how does he knock it down when anything you guys do has to be signed by the president?
I think there are enough votes. There's enough opposition from the Democrats now
that would override a veto.
Would override the veto. That's exactly right. We've done it. That happened on S-chip with President Bush.
You're right about that.
And so I think that now there are enough votes from the Democrats that we could override the veto.
Do you think that will be the defining issue, though? Isn't taxes and big spending period the issue? Or do you make health care sort of like the signature example of that?
The number one issue is deficit, debt, spending, out-of-control spending, and jobs. Where are the jobs? We hear it everywhere we go. Then when it comes to specific issues, the health care bill is first, the financial reg bill is second, blocking cap-in trade is third.
What about entitlement programs? I mean, you're going to have to obviously put details to talk. And the talk is that you guys are holding out on the details because you want to get elected, which is probably a wise strategy. But when push comes to shove, you're going to have to address these entitlements. Will you address cutting benefits for folks?
I think what you're going to see us do is work through an orderly process. My recommendation has been the across-the-board spending cuts. Start there with the discretionary spending.
Well, discretionary spending is like chump change.
You do that as the first step, and then you start looking at operations and see where you can make your reductions and right-size
means testing Social Security, raising the age, any of the stuff that's come up.
Well,
because that's the 900-pound gorilla, right?
Well, and there's been legislation. I've had a bill that would allow individuals from 65 to 70 to stay with their private health insurance and to have that as an option. Those are the kind of innovative entrepreneurial ideas that need to be put on the table and then find a way to make this work.
If you guys get the majority again, I am so sure you wouldn't lose it again.
Because we're going to be good stewards of the opportunity then, just as we are right now. We know that taking that majority requires work. I'm very hopeful. I think that we're going to be able to do it, and then we have to be very diligent. The American people are holding us accountable. They're watching very closely, and I welcome that accountability. It's good for us and good for the country.
Well, keeps you honest, right, Congresswoman? Thank you very, very much.
So
very
good
to
see you.